Hello, guys. You're welcome. It's our day 19th on our journey on our 30 tips to starting your year the right way. We're sharing something very, very tremendous and something I believe will shake the table for some of us today. It's not something regular, it's not something we're used to. In fact, it's directly opposite what we're used to hearing. It's not one of the best advice you want to get at this time of the year. But I believe it's a very good advice. And if you take to it, you have some reasons to celebrate at the end of 2021. Because through this, we hear some things so often, and because they've been repeated over time, they become our truths. They may not necessarily be truths, but they become our truths. But you just want to be sure that you're dealing with truths at every point in time. So before we get that going, please, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. Great stuff come out from here every day. We're committing to making that happen all through 2021. We want people to be able to come here and be able to learn something new every day. Some may just be motivational. I know people talk down on motivational speaking, but I call motivation as taking your bath is something you must do every day. The fact that you took your bath yesterday doesn't mean you shouldn't today. So I listen to motivational messages every day of my life. You know, Knowledge balances life, but there are people who are so knowledgeable, but they have no motivation to take actions. So you have to be motivated to take action along the path of knowledge
Motivation to take
that you already
actions.
have.
So
You
you,
have
you
to be
have you
knowledgeable
have to be
to take
motivated
action
to take
along the
action
path of
along the
knowledge that
path
you already
of
have.
knowledge.
When motivation in itself is like one leg, but knowledge is the other leg. There must be a balance for us to get to where we're going. So this YouTube channel is one of such channel that we are pushing out to help people get knowledge and get motivated to act on their knowledge. I have often defined motivation as motive for action. And action is very key to me. So everything we're chunking out on this channel will either help you learn something new or motivate you to act on what you know before. So if you have an idea that you think that the TF Tony Elumelu Foundation of $5,000 could help you with, this is an opportunity to work with us to be able to get that going. Just follow the link as you see on the screen and be a part of that. Be a part of that will be able to guide you through. It's what we do every day, and some persons are already taking advantage of it, and they are already diving on. These are three books I have released with you in mind. If you are a startup business or you have an idea that you want to push to the world, you need these books to guide you. I wrote this book out of the questions that people like you have been asking in the past. So you really don't need to see me to have those questions answered. That's why we wrote these books. They will help you. If you want to come into our inner circle where you can tap my brain at any time of the day, you need to be a part of the Trescaro tribe. These people have my unreserved attention. They have my unreserved attention. So be a part, consider joining us. If you have a product or a services that must sell to the world, you need to get the replay of this program that we did not quite long. Just follow the link there and you'll be able to get the replay. It will help you sell tons and tons of your business. Now get ready as we release the tip for the day. First, let me release it to start to scroll from under. Then we go to the tip of the day on the slide. Give up. Wow, what's this guy talking about? I should give up when I need some level of encouragement to keep going on? Yes, my advice to you today is that you should give up. You should give up. Well, let's dive in before you crucify me. And when I say give up, I'm serious. I mean give up. What does it mean to give up? To cease making an effort or to admit defeat. That's exactly what I want you to do today. Yes. Because sometimes what we need is an advice. But for me, a piece of blatant advice to a crowd encouraging them not to give up is not a good piece of advice. Because at every point in time, there is something you need to give up. There is something you need to give up. Just that at every point in our life, we must know when and what to give up. There is always something to give up on, and there is always the right time to give up. We just have to be able to know when and what to give up and what to hold on to part time. It is out of place for you to hold on to some things that is destroying you. Yes, even that business idea might be something you have to give up on. Because I know a lot of people start businesses with ideas because they have the capacity to build that idea. I just finished a conversation with somebody just now. We just had some time to think about a particular idea, which I believe is a lofty one. But because of the level of knowledge I have now, I hardly celebrate on any idea until some basic parameters are met. I finished the conversation and I gave the person the link to those three books, and I recommended that he goes to buy and spend some time to listen to read it. In fact, you can actually listen to them using Adobe Reader. It reads the book to you. That was my advice for him. Because when you go through those books, you're going to find out whether this idea is really worth giving all the time and energy to. I shared some stuff with him, not to discredit the idea. No, no, I don't do that. Not to discredit the idea, but to ensure that the idea gets the necessary validity that it requires before it hits the market. Otherwise, it's going to run with an idea only to come back 2 years, 3 years later to say, had I know. So sometimes that idea may just be something you need to give up on. Truth. That may not be what we want to hear. We're talking about tips to starting the year the right way. And this one is telling me to give up my idea. I didn't say so blatantly. Just as I said, a blatant piece of advice to a crowd telling them not to give up is not a good advice. That advice should only be given after the privilege of appraiser, after the privilege of appraising that person, his idea, is the notion and everything is talking about on a one-on-one basis. On the parameter of knowledge, you can then say, don't give up. But without that, never tell a group of people, don't give up. You may just be encouraging someone to keep up something that they need to give up. But let's not dabble so much on that. Let's go to some of the things you must give up on. Let's go to some of the things you must give up on. And the first here is that you must give up on some friends. Give up some friends. You may not give up on them, but give them up for a time and a season. Because when you give up on somebody, what you're telling the person, I can't see a future in you. No, never give up on anybody. But you can't give up some friends. At this point in time, at this stage of my life, at this time for what I'm doing, you and I cannot be friends. Remember, when we're talking about friendship here, we know there are categories of friendship. I'm not just talking about acquaintances. I'm talking about people you give some level of access to your life. Because truth is, from what we have been learning till now, you understand that you are an average of a collective people you spend your time with. So you may have to give up some friends. Another thing you must give up is some environments. When I talk about environments now, it doesn't just have to be physical. Yes, even though physical environment matters a lot. I had a conversation with a friend recently who said something. He said he's been reading this particular book, and all he's been getting from that book has to do with business, and idea, investment, and all of that. He said, but recently, as he was reading it afresh, he saw the author beginning to talk about the environment you raise your children and the environment you grow up in, how it affects the outcome of your life. You know, and that is the obvious truth. That's the obvious truth. When I talk about environments here, I'm talking about the books you read, I'm talking about the sites you visit, I'm talking about the applications you spend your time on your phone. I'm talking about a lot of things that engulfs and encapsulates your mind on a regular basis. You know, why do you think for people in Lagos, why do you think people after a while just want to move from mainland to highland? Why do you think for those people in Benin City just want to live in the GRA? Why do you think people just want to live in some certain environments? You know, you want to be around people that keep you challenged. You want to be around an environment that keeps challenging you, as opposed to an environment where you feel like the boss. Another very outstanding thing you need to give up on is success. What's this guy saying? Does he know what he's saying? Wow. Your biggest limitation to greatness is success. The biggest limitation to your greatness is your success. While success is something worth all of the effort, but when you plateau on success, especially when it comes to personal success, you can never achieve greatness. You know, it takes hard work, it takes diligence, it takes a lot of stuff like this to be successful, but it takes depth of sacrifice to be a great person. So you must move from just success, personal, me, myself, and I, the unholy trinity, to greatness. When you begin to think about impacting lives, it was amazing yesterday listening to the man, the owner of Air Peace Nigeria, talking about how he fled up when his consultant led him to buy his first three jets and told him that these jets are good for charter, and all he needed was just three beautiful girls to market the jets and two sets of pilots each for the jet. He said, I was angry. This man was worried. Why are you angry? He said, no, I'm in this not for me. I am in this to be able to employ. He said the reason why he began to even show interest in the aviation industry is that he needed something that could give jobs to a lot of people. That is greatness. That is greatness. When I say give up success, that is not to say don't go after things that make you successful, because it takes a successful person to begin to aspire for greatness. Yes, a failure needs to at least succeed first before he begins to aspire for greatness. But I'm pushing you very high. Give up success and aspire for greatness. And one thing you must know, success, greatness is not a state of your pocket, it's a state of your mind. You know, I've said it some time ago that the top is not a position, the top is a behavior. There is a behavior, there is a personality type that goes with greatness. You can't begin to live there even without the material affluence to show for it. So aspire for greatness and put success behind. Another thing you must give up are negative habits. Give up those negative habits that are deepening your negative beliefs, because your life can never produce better than your beliefs. And your beliefs are further emphasized and further deepened by your habits. You know, I said I'm here to shake some tables today. Another thing you must give up is hustling. I hear young people say, I'm hustling. Please, I'm not going to spend some time talking about this. What you're going to do for me is just take your time and Google the meaning of hustling. Give up hustling and start to work. Give up hustling and start to work. We were created to work, not to hustle. If I take it from the biblical perspective, hustling is toiling. Working is a product of discipline. So give up hustling and start to work. Another thing you must give up is that you must give up pursuing money. What's this man saying? You're confusing us. All this while you've been talking about belief system, you've been connecting it with money and all of that. Yes, I have. Remember when we talked about money script, we talked about 4 basic money scripts. We talk about money worship, we talk about money avoidance, we talk about money status, and we talk about money vigilance. When we're talking about money vigilance, which is the place that we understand that you must be, we talked about the fact that you must monitor money and how it works. But living life pursuing money never really gets you to get money. So the true greatness is creating values and pursuing solutions. When you create values and keep pursuing solutions, money keeps pursuing you. You don't want to live the rat race. Someone said the one amazing thing about the rat race is the fact that even the winner remains a rat. So give up pursuing money. Never allow all your decisions to be taken on the basis of what is paying the most. It's not the best yardstick to judging things. You can't keep judging things on the basis of what is paying the most. That is like pursuing money. Yes, just come out every day to give value, deepen the value you're giving, and keep expanding the quantity of people you're giving this value to. And when you do this, money begins to run after you. Then give up to start living. Truth is, until you give up some weights that are pulling you down, you really never can start to live. Yeah, this is our tip for today, and I believe that you have learned something from there. I believe that you learned something from there. There are things you must give up. What we've talked about is not an exhaustive list. That is why we're giving you the action points. But before I unveil the action point, I just want to remind you, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please go all out to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It promises to continually be a blessing. Thank you very much. Now take the action points. Simple. List out the things you have decided to give up on. Then list out the new options to embrace. I put something on my status. I said, you didn't learn poverty. You didn't learn, you learned poverty. It didn't come with you. Every child come on earth with abundance mentality. That's why a child can say, Daddy, buy me an aeroplane. That's why a child can say, I want to be an aeronautic engineer. I want to be a pilot. I want to be a doctor. They have no limiting belief. They have no limits. They have no scarcity mindsets. But we, by reason of our environment and the level of our knowledge, trains them with our own limits, limiting beliefs. We train them with our own inadequacies, and they begin to live like that. I wrote on my status that you learned poverty. And if you have to be wealthy, you have to deliberately unlearn poverty and begin to learn wealth creation. These are part of the reasons why we're sharing what we're sharing. So before I let you go, please, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so consider subscribing. Order for these 3 books. They will turn your business around. They will save you time and energy. They will save you wasted efforts. Join the Trescaro tribe and be a part of the great work that we are doing. Then consider this masterclass that we did on the 12th of January. It's going to transform your business and help you sell tons and tons of your products. Thank you very much for spending this time with us. If you're yet to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. Also, enable the bell. We are going to be back on your screen this same time tomorrow morning. Have a lovely day. We love you. And I remain Osai Tres Omokaro. And I'm signing out now. I love you, and I'll be on your space tomorrow morning. Bye bye.